Hello and welcome to episode 32 of Ryan and Robin Wrexham, where today we play against Brighton in the League Cup semi-final and Chelsea in the FA Cup third round. Now, we're not doing quite as well as we did last season at this stage of the season, where we were sitting in fourth. We're currently sitting in seventh, but I'd say we've actually probably got a slightly stronger squad. I'm pretty happy with how we've done so far this season. We're on a very good run of form. So if we have a quick look at the schedule that we've had a lot of games since we were last around. So we had started off the season with West Ham and Tottenham, then won against United. We then, the last episode, lost 2-1 to Wolves and beat Napoli 2-1, or rather we beat Napoli 2-1 and then won against Leicester 2-1. That was followed up with a 5-2 win over Sunderland, a 1-0 draw against Chelsea, where we scored pretty much immediately and then conceded late. Admira, who have basically no real players, we somehow drew 0-0 to. Don't worry, it gets worse. We then beat Aston Villa 4-0 with Garnacho, Dont, Stanijevic and Barbosa getting on the score sheet. That was followed up by a very annoying 4-3 loss to Sheffield United, where we were in control for most of the game. In fact, we were 3-0 up. And then Angel Gomez scored a goal before half-time for Sheffield United. And in the second half, in the last 15 minutes, we completely collapsed, lost 4-3. We followed that up, thankfully, with a 1-0 win away to Athletic Bilbao with a Gabriel Barbosa late goal. A 1-0 loss to Newcastle with Dominic Szoboszlai scoring as a result of a corner kick. We then beat Newcastle straight away, 2-0 in the EFL Cup. Not sure which way round I'd preferred that, but it was actually a weaker squad, I think, for the second game that we played, but they did the job. And then we drew 0-0 with Everton. A 1-0 win again against Athletic Club with a late goal. It was 84th minute before, 85th minute this time. Saw us through after Inaki Williams got sent off. A 2-1 loss with a very late winner from Adeyemi. Very frustrating against Man City. 2-1 win against Wrexham. And that's where this guy started to come into his own, Yervolino. He then followed that up immediately with another goal against Crystal Palace. We then won 6-0 against Southampton, where he scored twice. Drew 0-0 with Liverpool in a promising performance. We actually deserved to win that one. And then won our Europa League group with a 2-0 victory against Napoli, and that meant that we finished top with Athletic Bilbao coming second. That means we go straight through to the second round, so we don't actually know who we're going to... Oh, no, we don't know who we're going to be playing yet. But it's sandwiched right around a Liverpool game. Brilliant. Just what you need. We then lost 2-0 away to Brentford in a disappointing performance. And then our form started to pick up. So we won 5-0 against West Brom in the EFL Cup, with Leclerc getting a hat-trick. He was absolutely phenomenal that game. He got, I think it was a hat-trick and 2 assists. So he got a 10 rating. We then beat Burnley 3-2 with Univar getting me on the edge of my seat, slightly worried that we were going to go to 3-3, but we thankfully didn't. That was Yervolino scoring again. Brighton then beat us 1-0 with a Wesley goal. Sheffield United, Yervolino was on the score sheet again as we won 2-0. And then we rotated the squad heavily for this game against Aston Villa, because it's the usual sort of one-day gap, then another game that you get around Christmas on Football Manager and probably in real life. Camavinga, Stanijevic and Hayward getting on the score sheet. And our most recent game was a really exciting game against Everton, where Yervolino got a hat-trick. So we scored in the 4th minute. They then went up 3-1 after 12 minutes. Nothing happened until half-time. Then, Lorenzo got a very late goal in the extra time in the first half, with it's one of the few times I've seen a ball come off the crossbar, bounce over the line, but not hit the back of the net. And then it went to the second half. Yervolino scored once. Ben Godfrey got sent off for a second yellow card, and then Yervolino scored again. That means that he has 10 goals in 8 Premier League games as an 18-year-old, coming from Benevento in Serie B. And he only scored 4 goals in Serie A. He got 0 goals this season so far. And in fact, he's had 0 goals in his career in Serie B. So before he came to us, he'd only scored 4 goals in 35 games. And now he's got 14 in 43 with a 7.82 average for the season. He's been phenomenal. I was expecting him to be my backup to my backup striker, but he's just been unreal. I'm absolutely loving him. It's nice having someone who's 194 centimetres up front, but he's just been so good as an advanced forward, and yeah, hopefully he can keep this up for the whole season, and his attributes will go up so that he'll be 4-star within not too long, because I would love for a wonder kid to develop properly. Another bit of good news, which I wasn't expecting, I was a bit worried because Stanijevic, I realised he has a £15 million release clause to clubs in the Champions League, which I didn't realise was in it. So I just saw he'd got a contract till 2031. Thought, great, got him on for a long time. Then I saw a bit of news saying that Bayern Munich were interested and that he was available for however much, for £15 million. And I thought, oh dear, because he's our best player. He's our key player along with Drew Warburton. He's still wanted by Bayern, but we weren't able to offer him a contract initially. We then got to 1st of January, offered him a contract, and gave him something beyond what we've offered anyone. So he's on 49.5k at the moment. I think he's on 78k in his new contract. But I'm just delighted to keep him because we couldn't replace him for anything like that money. It would have been about 80 million to replace him. And instead we get to keep him. And he's going to be staying because he's agreed to a new deal, and therefore the work permit will come through tomorrow. So no need to worry about Bayern. Thank you, game. Before we head into this game against Brighton, I should actually point out we also sold Pogba. He's only been with us for half a season, but he did his job of raising our reputation to 3.5 star. He left for slightly more than we bought him for, and has cleared out about 45k in wages. So I just, he wasn't playing very much, and I think it just made sense to get rid of him, to be honest. Love him in real life. I think he's a bit stupid for going back to Juve again. But he's left us now, and that gives us a bit more freedom in the window. And Camavinga's put us ahead within a minute. He actually scored, I think, in his last game. It was his first goal for the club. If this is the start of some goal scoring form from Camavinga, I can't complain at all. I would love it if that were the case. But it's given us a brilliant start to this tie against Brighton, and hopefully we can follow that up with a good performance in the first leg, and then follow that up again with another strong showing in the second. Because I would love to win a trophy that is, one of the top, either in Europe or in England, and that's not happened yet, despite getting to 3 domestic finals. We will have to face United or City in the final, so no doubt we'll lose there, but certainly a good sign that we are consistently getting to these domestic trophy finals, and I hope that will happen here. But we've had pretty much the perfect start. It's exactly what you'd want from this kind of tie. That early goal, settle the nerves, get the players relaxed and able to enjoy playing today, and hopefully we can follow that up with something that lives up to the expectations caused by that first minute goal. Van Hecke. There was a chance, I think, for Trego to steal in and get the ball there, but he didn't manage to take it. And now Darlan. I guess is that Darlan Grant? Hard to say. Anyway, Zakiri exchanges passes with Bello. He crosses in, and that's wide from Darlan. Oh, it's just Darlan. Is he Brazilian? He's Brazilian. He's 30 years old. Looks decent, to be fair. Perhaps not an elite striker, but a good sort of Premier League striker, I would have thought. Beltran into Camavinga, and that's a great header from Stanijevic, who's really started scoring a fair bit recently. I swear most of his goals for us have actually been headers. But he and Camavinga have made a really good combination recently. I'm really liking this squad that we're putting together. Ooh, Gabriel Barbosa looks to have picked up some kind of injury, so we'll get him off. Don't want him being injured. let's get Luke Hayward on. We're in a good position now. He's still a competent forward, and I don't want to, unnecessarily burden Yervolino when he's in such good form in the league. We've got Chelsea next anyway in the FA Cup, so I'm hoping to use him to cause Chelsea a few problems at the back. Stanijevic perhaps had a chance to feed it through to Hayward. This time he then did try, but hit it only into Breno's arms. It's poor from White, really, not heading that out properly. Zakiri ends up missing the target. Not the greatest effort from him. Actually, looking at Gustavo, he's not impressed me since he came in. He's got some really good stats. If he had good jumping reach, I would think he's pretty much the perfect centre back at this level. How have we not conceded? That's phenomenal from Beltran. Gustavo, if he had anything like competent jumping reach, I'd think he was elite in terms of attributes, but he's not been very good for us so far. Lots of sort of 6.6s, not very impressive. It's always his centre-back partner always seems to do much better than he does, and then one of the fullbacks does better than he does. I don't know if it's just coincidence, but I'm not convinced by him so far. He's doing okay today, I guess, 7.0. But I would like to see more from him, and if not, then I reckon it might be time to cut our losses. This might be Kuzmanovic's last appearance for the club. He's got a 9.5 million bid from Wolfsburg. He's okay. He's not great as a right back, which is his main issue. He's been okay as a winger, but I think we need more competent cover for White. Certainly I think we need a more defensive right back for a start, because he's not got much in terms of defensive instincts. We have Lukac out on loan because he was looking to get a work permit. He's now got a work permit. I think I might recall him because he's basically got the same stats as Kuzmanovic, just slightly improved. But I could probably do with a really good defensive right back to match Callum White, because as soon as he's out of the team, we have a proper issue. Okay, so that ban only applies for Carabao Cup matches. That'll apply for the second leg, but not for this FA Cup game against Chelsea. Here is Stanijevic's new contract, 78k per week, star player as he was before, and an extra year on his contract, which is absolutely lovely. He's also got a 110 million minimum fee release clause for clubs in the Champions League, so we've managed to raise that almost by 10 times. Relegation release clause is only 20 million. But I don't think we're going to get relegated anytime soon, so I'm happy to have that in there. I'm absolutely delighted that he's staying here. He's still wanted by Bayern. I don't know how you're thinking you're getting him. I mean, whatever. It might be because I probably still have. No, I don't have a transfer value set for him. I did set it to 5 million in the hope that I would be able to reject offers. Then I actually saw I could offer him a contract, so I guess that's him staying. I'm tempted to try and sign Peralta. I'm not quite sure because his stats look incredible, but he is 29. It's a difficult choice. I reckon he is absolutely class, and he would perhaps offer. We could then move Camavinga into defensive midfield and have Peralta starting in central midfield with Stanijevic now. Here is today's side then against Chelsea. We've continued with Callum White on the right-hand side with Warburton on the left. Allsop starts with Noche because he and Powell don't seem to play very well when they play together. At least usually Allsop doesn't play very well when he plays with Powell. I'm not quite sure why. It's the strongest starting midfield that we have, although we are going to try and get Peralta. We've offered him a contract. He does actually want to come to us over everyone else, so hopefully we can get him in and move Camavinga to a defensive midfield position. Perhaps we can sell Bo then. Then Agusti starts with Dont on the wings with Yervolino, hopefully continuing his incredible form up front. So let's hope that he can power us through to the fourth round. If we don't get through, it's not a major disaster. We are going to struggle with fixture congestion at some point, but I mean, this guy, he's a demon. Not even 3 minutes on the clock and he's done it. It's just so useful having that ridiculously tall striker. He doesn't even need to have amazing heading. It's good heading, but it's not amazing. It's 13 heading. It's pretty good, but it's not outstanding. It's not the sort of thing where you'd expect him to score every header. I'm not sure what Stanley Yavich's heading is actually, because he scores a lot for us from headers, 12 with 13 jumping reach. So I suppose for a midfielder, when he does score a few, you're going to start noticing it, and those are like decent midfield stats for those sorts of things. But yeah, what a player Javelino's turning out to be. Didn't quite expect him to be this good. I was thinking maybe we should loan him out. I actually offered him out on loan to clubs. No one wanted him. And here he is destroying everyone in the Premier League. And there we have Augusti scoring a header from, was it Warburton's cross? It was Don's cross. Don having an absolute stormer of a start with 2 assists. In fact, our front three all on 7+ ratings, and 7.7 for Javelino, 8.5 for Dont. It's mental. I didn't expect. I thought a lot of the signings we'd made recently were pretty underwhelming, but they always surprise me. They always do a good job. We've signed some really good players, particularly the foreign players that we've signed. The English players we've signed, been decent, but they're not outstanding. They're sort of decent Premier League players. We've made some really, really good foreign signings for really good fees as well. So it is doable. I think it's more doable perhaps than it was last year. But I feel like there's fewer players available of that level than there were last year. But I don't know. Maybe it's just me. It probably is partly to do with our reputation that not every player wants to come to us. But wow. What a bunch of players we do have. Mason Mount sending in the free kick. Headed away, but Lautaro Martinez does keep it in. And that will sail comfortably over. Let's get Dont off. It's a shame because he's on such good form today. But I think we should get him off and bring on Lorenzo instead, because we don't want Dont having a long-term injury unnecessarily. Perhaps time for Trago to come off. He can come off for Galbraith, I think, and then Callum White will get off for Kuzmanovic. Not really what I want to do at right back, because I do not trust Kuzmanovic as far as I can throw him, but I think it's what we need to do. I don't want to burn White out completely, and he has played a lot this season and a lot recently, so it looks like we're closing out the game pretty comfortably. And it's been a really promising performance from us. Another win. And we win 2-0 against Chelsea in the FA Cup third round. They are, I think, sitting in third in the Premier League. So very good performance from us. Really, really nice work from particularly Dont. And then our other front two did a good job. We have recalled Marco Lukac from Bordeaux. He is going to be playing as our backup right back because there weren't really any good right backs available. And Kuzmanovic is going to be leaving, and Lukac is basically better than Kuzmanovic in most areas by a little bit. Not a whole lot. They're not good defenders, but 10 defending to 8 defending is quite a big difference. 16 physical to 13, 10 aerial to 8, a bit faster, a bit more technical. Not as good attacking or vision or mental, but yeah, he's just generally a little bit better. And so I think I've made the right decision here by looking to get rid of him. Who have we got a bid? We've got a bid for Hansen Aaron. So we also recalled Solis. We might loan him out to someone else because he's not quite on the level to start for us. And he's a bit slow as well, which is a bit of a shame because he's got some very nice sort of Mazzala stats outside of that. Let's see, what is this bid for Hansen Aaron? Let's maybe go for 5.5. All right, we'll take it. I'm just happy to get rid of Hansen Aaron and get a bit of money in. And let's see. 1 to 2 days, no problem at all with that. Let's praise the performance because that was really, really rather nice from him. How good is Rafael Leao? Oh, he does look pretty good. He's listed. Ooh. I mean, he's not going to come here, but that would be a signing and a half. He's only played 8 games for them. He joined for 94 million. He's already transfer listed after 6 months. And he's not been bad for them even. That's bizarre. One good thing with Football Manager is you always know that you'll get a few bargains from Manchester City. I once got Lorenzo Pellegrini on a free from Manchester City at the age of 29, and he won the Ballon d'Or for me. It was unbelievable, but it was largely because of his free kick taking. He got a ton of assists, but he was just unbelievable. Brilliant player, and Manchester City sometimes do make stupid decisions on here. Anyway, if you have enjoyed this episode, please do leave a like and subscribe to the channel, as it really helps me out. I hope to see you next time, but in the meantime, have a great day.